Seen our Sumeru friends for a while now. Paimon wonders how they're doing. Let's go to Sumeru City and catch up with them. Wow, the academia sure is busy during the day. But where should we...
Traveler, Paimon.
Cyno! It's been so long since we last saw you!
Welcome back to Sumeru City. So, what brings you back here?
Oh, nothing in particular. I just saw a really big mushroom out on the road.
Funnily enough, we were reminiscing about...
Really? You were thinking of us too?
Indeed. Or as I call it, the Biryani... You really want me to say the rest? Okay. It's always rice to meet stew again.
Oh, darn, he said it.
You like that one, huh? You must if you remember it after all this time. Admit the truth. You have long been in awe of my razor-sharp wit.
All right. Here's your 500 Mora.
You're exaggerating. It's only 500 Mora.
Hey, 500 Mora is still a lot of snacks to put.
All right. I'll treat you to some desserts later. Anyway, I'm actually investigating a case right now. My mind is focused on work, which is why I didn't complete the joke at first.
A case? What happened?
Nothing major. But after finding out who was involved, I decided, on reflection, to handle this one myself.
Need any help? We only came here to hang out, so we've got the time. You may as well take us with you, and then when you're done, we can, you know...
Such enthusiasm. Are you worried I'll forget about treating you to some sweets if you're not around to...
What? No! Alright, was it really that obvious?
Elle est vraiment à fond sur la bouffe, hein.
Obvious
C'est une
enough.
dinguerie.
Still, it's a fine idea. You are the heroes of Sumeru. It makes perfect sense to work together. All right, follow me.
Bon, allez, Bobby, emmène-nous. Let's go! Allez, c'est parti. Pour l'acte 2 de Cyno. Est-ce qu'on mettrait pas la team Cyno pour faire la quête de Cyno? Ce serait pas mal, non? La team Cyno, on a dit. Hello ma team Cyno, moi. Ah, c'était ça ma team Cyno. Ouh là là. Ouf. Ouh là là. Manque de taux de crit là. Qui a son casque? Merde. Voilà. Je préfère ça. C'est pas elle qui avait son casque là? Non. Non, 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 non. Et sinon, je vais carrément pas me faire chier. Hein. Je vais prendre son casque à elle. Hein. Mais il n'y a pas de recharge. Ouais. Non, on va rester comme ça. Ça me fait combien? Voilà, c'est bon.
Good deeds.
Combien de maîtrise là? Nul à chier. C'est pas grave.
In the end, all will be placed upon the scales.
La quête m'a attrapé.
Do you see him? The old man flailing around?
Oh, is he the one you wanted to talk to about the case?
Correct. His name is Cyrus, a former Spontamot sage. He...
Huh? Cyno's teacher is in trouble?
It's ridiculous. I'm just an old man who enjoys a spot of gardening, shopping, and wine.
Shopping et le vin. Non, mais sérieux ça.
Professor, I've brought some friends.
A quick.
Ah, cyno. Now who do we have here? Hold on, let me think. A flying fairy dressed in white? A youth who does not seem to hail from this land? My goodness. You must be the legendary traveler in Paimon. I've heard all about what you've done for Sumeru.
Oh, merci encore.
Wow, looks like we're really famous.
I've told him about you before. You are my friends, after all.
C'est gentil ça, Cyno.
That's right. Let me summarize the situation. A couple of days ago, Professor Cyrus suddenly received a threat letter.
A threat letter?
Exactly. Who sends a threat letter to an old man like me, for goodness sake?
This is the letter in question.
Cyrus, I've uncovered your secret. If you wish to prevent it from going public, leave 10 million mora at the back door of the cafe. Secondly, don't come looking for me. You'll never find me. But I will always be watching you and all of your secrets. Finally, if you dare to report this to the Matra, there will be consequences.
Salut.
Wow, they sure didn't mince their words.
Clearly, this person must be desperate for Mora.
$10 million more. What a joke. I'm just a single retiree with nothing to my name beyond the tomatoes in my garden. Where do people think I'm hiding 10 million more, huh? In my tomatoes?
There were no witnesses, so currently the letter is all we've got. So, Traveler?
Paimon's ready too!
Alright, take a look. Do you see...
Oula. « 10 millions de morts, et puis quoi encore ?» Suspect, ça.
Very good. The paper has a rather rough texture. It's not the typical kind you see in most books.
Another thing is, some of these strokes look kind of blurry. Could there be an issue with the ink?
Possibly. And I bet the paper has something to do with it.
Most of the paper around here is much smoother than this, and the ink is absorbed quickly so it doesn't run. This paper, meanwhile, it's very coarse-grained. Almost as if it's made from some sort of plant matter.
It's certainly not the same paper as we use in the academia, but the ink is nothing special. Just regular black ink that gets a blue tinge when applied to paper.
So do we think the culprit has a connection with the academia or not? Wait, check this out! Looks like this part got wet at some point.
Agreed. The staining suggests it was a colored liquid, not plain water. It also looks like it was...
A colored liquid, so... tea?
Well, it's like we're thinking along
Du
similar
thé, du vin.
lines.
Eh non, mais il
Let's go
parle tout le
talk
temps
to
d'alcool.
Arov. There are some things I'll need him to take care of.
Pas l'heure de l'apéro, les gars. Bon, on est reparti. Pa, 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 la, pa. Non, moi je coupe. Je coupe la boîte à camembert.
Arav. Ah, there he is.
Mahamatra Cyno. Sir Cyrus. Ah, and the Traveler and Paimon.
As such, I'm inclined to believe that the culprit in this case is a student at the academia. Somebody young and strapped for cash. Oh, one last thing. I'd start your investigation by taking a look at the cafes and...
Oh, of course! You think
C'est
the
génial, on va
culprit
se taper
spilled
tous
their
les
coffee
cafés de
on
la
the
ville.
ladder, huh?
Impeccable pour lever le coude.
They do look like coffee stains to me. Also, if I'm not mistaken, the letter is written on a type of scented paper that has aromatics added during the manufacturing process. The kind often provided as writing material for customers in cafes and taverns.
Ah, of course. Yes, like they sell in the gift shops. I remember now. Zaha Hadid bought some a while back. She said she was going to use it as wrapping paper for a vase.
Understood. I'll assemble a team to investigate the points of interest immediately.
You have my gratitude.
One last thing. Send some Matra to guard the entrances and exits of Sumeru City. And change into plain clothes. don't let them see you coming.
Will do.
Great thinking, cyno. So, where do we think the culprit's at right now? Yeah, they've probably been lying low at home waiting to see how Cyrus reacts.
You're right, Paimon.
Really?
The culprits approach. Whatever happens, they need this Mora. But just because they warned Professor Cyrus not to go to the Matra, doesn't mean they know what he'll do next. So, like you said, they need to wait and see. And crucially, the culprits said they'd be watching the Professor's every move.
Huh? Wait, are you saying...
Found you!
What are you doing?
You wrote the threat letter!
I don't know what you're talking about.
I sensed someone was watching us from the shadows the moment we entered the House of Dana. You managed to stay relatively well hidden for someone reckless enough to threaten Professor Cyrus. There are a lot of people here, but we were looking specifically for Arav. Whoever followed us the whole way was likely to be the culprit.
I was just listening in, that's all. You know something big's going down when Mahamatra Cyno shows up, right? So I got a little curious. What's the big deal?
You smiled when Arav left. I saw it as clear as day.
Is smiling a crime now?
There are coffee stains on the letter. You mixed some coffee with water, gently smeared it onto the paper, then wiped it off with a wet cloth. All to create the impression that the letter was written at a cafe. Closing off the exits to the city doesn't affect you, because you already live here. And as long as the Matra were focused on the cafes, you would be free from scrutiny. The cafe was a red herring all along. You had to be somewhere where you could monitor the Professor's movements.
Putain, c'est un vrai
You can't
détective.
pin
Hein.
this on me! I haven't done anything!
Really? Then why are you shaking like a leaf? The innocent
Oh,
have no
bâtard.
reason to fear the Matra. But you... Your heart's racing, and your eyelids are twitching. You're a terrible liar.
I would never...
Don't try anything or you'll pay the price. Now come with me.
Bam. Pas
That
rigolo,
was
lui.
over quickly. Cyno already caught the guy.
You're telling me. 1 minute I go out for a quick smoke, the next minute I see Arav already on his way back to meet up with Cyno. Looked like a young guy, too. Couldn't have been much more than 30. But after what he's done, I'm afraid he's ruined his whole future.
Everyone, it's all over.
Gosh, that was so fast.
The culprit's name is Uraka, a 16-year-old student in the Rataoist Darshan.
Huh?
16? Cyrus thought he looked
16 ans.
30-something.
We checked his records. He's 16, a third-year student.
But he looks so old.
Yeah, seriously.
Foolish child. He's too young for the criminal life. What the devil drove him down?
We questioned the culprit regarding his motives. He...
Oh, just spit it out. Nothing can surprise me at this point.
Very well. It's our understanding that Araka is a mediocre student who has been underperforming in his classes. He started taking extra tutoring to improve his grades, but developed a gambling habit around the same time and lost a lot of mora.
Eh bah bravo ça. Bravo. Pas bien de jouer au poker.
Down on his luck, he went to the tavern
Non, mais
for a
attends.
drink and overheard some people chatting about Sir Cyrus's comfortable retirement. They mentioned that he's always arguing about his tomato plants with some old woman on the street.
Some old woman on the street? Goodness gracious. Has that rascal attended a single one of his classes? That old woman is Kasharwar's very own professor, Zaha Hadi. How can he not know who Zaha Hadi is?
Is this going somewhere?
Oh, right, yes. So another thing. We don't just argue about tomato plants. And what are they trying to insinuate by comfortable retirement? A man grows a few vegetables and suddenly he's living a life of luxury?
Maybe it's more the fact that you have the time to grow vegetables in the first place.
Araka mentioned he'd heard a rumor, alleging that Sir Cyrus illegally obtained a large sum of money from the desert before retiring, and kept it for himself instead of reporting it to the Academia. Araka believes this money to be the reason why Sir Cyrus hasn't kept up with any academic research or other projects since his retirement. And given your advanced age, he thought you'd be an easy target to blackmail.
Oh, Araka. I'm at a loss for words. I'm so angry I don't know where to start.
People make up rumors all the time. I am quite confident that Professor
c'est trop
Cyrus
bien.
has never embezzled a mora in his life.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe dans cette quête? C'est insane.
Araf, you'll have to find
C'est pas
some
faux dans la
excuse to
vie réelle aussi.
interrogate Araka again later. I need you to deliver a few firm fistfuls to him on my behalf.
I completely understand how you feel, Sir Cyrus, but I'm afraid that course of action goes against the Matra's principles.
Professor, there's...
Oh, come on. I was clearly
Je
joking.
trouve qu'il réagit trop mal le professeur, genre il a un truc à cacher lui aussi. Ça pue cette histoire.
Okay. Where does this go from here?
The Academia will determine the appropriate disciplinary action against the student. And as for the individuals spreading rumors about the professor's obsession with tomatoes and some old woman on the street, there could be a
Who said I'm obsessed with some old woman on the street? Mind your wording or you'll start a whole new rumor.
Ah putain, je suis mort, il me fait rire des fois ce jeu.
You seem
C'est
confused.
insane.
Oh, don't you understand? Uraka is just a young boy who made a very rash and very stupid decision based on some groundless rumor he heard. Besides, I didn't actually hand over any mora to him. All it cost me is a little reputational damage. That's all.
Please rest assured, Professor, that the Academia will issue a fair and reasonable
Yes, I have no doubt about that. But as a former educator, I'd still like to have a serious conversation with the boy's parents. Their family lives in the city, yes?
Correct.
We looked into the family. Both parents are merchants and they're often away on business. They've never taken much of an active role in their children's lives.
Oh, what a mess. You don't have to seal the evidence away yet, do you? I'd like to have that letter back for the time being, if possible. I need something concrete for when I talk to the family tonight. We have to show them how serious this situation is.
The relevant authorities have already reviewed the evidence and are now discussing Araka's punishment. You can hold on to the letter for now. Just make sure to return it within a couple of days.
Oh, so you'll be able to close the case in 2 days.
Give or take. Cases like this are quick to resolve.
Very good. Well, thank you for all your help. Perhaps we can...
My apologies, Sir Cyrus, but I have a prior commitment. Enjoy the meal, everyone.
Ah, I see. Well, that's a pity. But Cyno, you have to come. You found the culprit at record speed, and I owe you for that. Ah, and isn't Tighnari in town at the moment? Bring him along,
Parle de
too.
Tighnari. Youpi!
Wait, you mean Tighnari's in the city?
On va recroiser Tighnari.
He is. Tighnari's master, Sir Nephis, called him and Kale to the academia to help out on a project. They should be at
Kale aussi.
Nephis's office at this hour. Though I must say, I'm surprised you're extending an invitation to Tighnari. Did you do something to offend Sir Nephis?
Don't be outrageous. Nephis offends me all the time. It's never the other way around. Anyway, hurry up and fetch Tighnari. I'll head over to the tavern with the Traveler and Paimon. Go on now.
Ça marche.
Don't keep us waiting.
Ça marche. On va pas te faire trop attendre. Allez. En fait, je veux jouer sinon, mais je mets quoi comme nom? Ah. Ouais, c'est normal que j'ai fait ça. Ok. C'est plus rapide. On coupe la boîte à camembert. Et ben voilà,
Brag,
nous
but
voilà en
we
famille.
never had problems like this at Ratawa Hiss back when I was still teaching. And if you don't want to take my word for it, you can ask them. They were students at the time. They'll tell you what it was like. Well,
I was out in the forest at least 4 days a week back then, thanks to a colossal workload from Master. It wrought havoc on my poor tail, so I didn't exactly keep up to date with what was going on at the academia.
Oh, putain. Je sais pas comment doit-on prendre cette phrase. Ça a fait des ravages sur ma queue. Ma pauvre queue. Ok, Tighnari. Donc tu travailles et du coup il y a des dommages sur ta... Ok. Ouais, c'est une idée comme une autre.
Most of what I know, I heard from Cyno after the fact.
Professor's become a lot more laid back in his retirement. He used to be far stricter, and was especially known for being extremely principled.
Wow. It's hard enough to stay true to your principles as a normal person. I can't imagine.
it's a pity Kale wasn't around at the time. I would have happily taken her on as a student.
And then we'd have one more person who has to address Lisa as upper-class woman.
Really? Can't you just call her Lisa? She seems to prefer it when people treat her like an older sister.
Oh, believe me, back when she was a student, nothing made her happier than the younger students acknowledging her seniority.
Whoa, more food? Are you sure about this? We don't want
Ah, mais,
to be
mais elle me fera tout le temps rire. Elle est à fond sur la bouffe. On l'entend dans dans toutes les quêtes, à chaque fois. Et elle nous casse les couilles avec la bouffe. à parler tout le temps aussi.
Oh,
c'est
don't
une
worry
dinguerie.
about it. Order whatever you like. And if it's not enough, order some more. After all your help today, treating you to dinner is the least I can do.
I thought I heard some familiar voices. Ah, and Sir Cyrus is here as well.
Pas faux ça aussi.
Oh, Kaveh, it's been a while. Zahahadi was talking about you last month. How have you been?
Level
I've been all
aussi.
right, thank you. You're looking very well, sir. I'm glad to see it.
Have you eaten yet? Care to join us?
That's awful
Non, mais il
kind
compte
of you, but
inviter
I
tout
had a
son-
late
tout-
lunch, so I'm not
tout son
really
héros,
hungry
quoi,
just yet.
hein.
I'll have dinner a little bit later tonight. I just came to Lombard's to buy some wine, and when I heard some voices I recognized, I thought I'd come and say hello. So what's the occasion, anyway? Some sort of...
Consolation, more like. You wouldn't believe the day I've had.
Sounds like things have really gone downhill since I was there. My whole time as a student, I've never heard of anything remotely like that.
I can't believe how young the guy is. Oh, what do
Young people are always more susceptible to making rash and ill-advised decisions. Their minds are still developing. It's just an unfortunate fact of life. But still, this boy has some nerve. Just look at what he wrote. Oh, it makes my blood boil.
Wow, yeah. Jeez.
I will always be watching you and all of your secrets. And then he just followed you into the house of Dana?
If this were my son, he'd get the scolding.
Luckily, I'm also an extremely principled person.
Kaveh! Your order's ready, sir!
Coming. I'll have to get going. Have a nice evening, everyone. I'll catch...
Okay, bye-bye!
Here I am. The coffee beans are in here, too.
Yep, it's all there. I'll stop babbling away now. Let's eat before the food gets cold.
Maman est là, Paimon a triplé de volume. Ah bah tiens, tu vois, il a un gros ventre comme s'il était enceinte. Allez, 6 mois ça.
Oh, too tasty. Paimon's belly is about to
Qu'est-ce que
explode.
j'avais dit? Elle a trop bouffé.
Oh, mine too. I'll have to walk home to burn some of it off.
Thanks for dinner, Sir Cyrus. Master Tainari and I will bring you some homemade herbal tea next time. It'll do wonders for your sleep.
Well, I look forward to that. In fact, could I trouble you to bring a little extra for the other old folks on my street? I'll be the envy of the neighborhood.
No problem at all. I'll pack some up and bring it over.
I'll see you all later. I better head home now and tend to the crops.
Good night, Professor. Don't let those tomatoes keep you up too late.
Hey, my tomatoes are serious business. I am not about to be beaten by some... Anyway, I'll be leaving now. Don't stay up too late now, children. I bid you all...
Take care. Have a safe trip home.
All right. Now, we finally have some us time.
What do you mean, us time?
Well, I was talking with Tainari and Kale. And since we all have some free time, we thought we could all go camping together. Think of it as our way of...
Camping? Oh, that sounds fun! Paimon's in!
Génial, on va taper du camping. Mais allez, c'est plutôt pas mal. On remplit le scénic et on y va.
Right? It's been so long since we did something fun together. I can't wait.
Everyone, let's meet tomorrow afternoon at the riverbank to the southeast of Gandharvaville. No need to bring anything. We've already packed everything for the trip. Just bring your delightful selves and prepare to have some fun.
You got it! We'll be there!
Great. Then we'll see you tomorrow.
Ouh là 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 là, je vais bientôt passer à R59. Bon bref, je vais changer d'équipe en fait. Ça m'empêche un peu de jouer sinon. Je sens que le combat va vite arriver. Ouais, donc là, il faut que j'avance le temps. Attends, quelle heure? 14 heures. Ok. Ça marche. Oh là, pas trop. Oh. On se détend. On se calme. On souffle. On respire. Et tout ira très bien.
Time to set off! Let's head to the southeast of Gandharvaville and meet up with the others!
Rendez-vous du côté machin. Hop, point de TP. Non, oh putain. J'ai fait trop de con. Je suis vraiment nul, hein. J'ai le droit de le dire.
We're here! Wow, you guys are ahead of the game! You set up the tents already!
Détente de luxe, c'est ça?
I'd say we're right about on schedule, actually. We were aiming to have them set up before you.
Traveler, Paimon, let's go fishing together. Whatever we catch, we can grill for dinner tonight.
Génial, je vais devoir aller
You
pêcher.
got it! Dinner's on us tonight!
J'adore ça dans Genshin. Encore dans la vie réelle, je m'en fous, mais... j'adore la pêche, mais putain, dans ce jeu, c'est infect.
I hope I can contribute too. The other Forest Watchers gave me some fishing tips a little while ago. I'm really looking forward to giving them a try.
I saw some very appetizing mushrooms in the area, so I gathered a few for us. I'll leave them here along with some fresh fruit.
Wow, camping with a Forest Watcher is the way to go! They think of everything! And even if they don't, they can improvise!
This is true. I don't think I've ever had a single rough day in this forest.
So, how has everything been going for you?
Well, there's been some high points and low points, but we've had some unforgettable experiences along the...
I see. Oh, in that case, you should try a valberry. I bought some from the market.
A valuable suggestion. Just don't bury your feelings using food.
All I wanted was to recommend something bittersweet.
Oh, I have a sudden craving for fruit tea. I'm gonna go fetch some stuff. Bye!
She sure made a run for it.
Unbelievable. She made a run for it.
So Kale chose the path of tactical retreat. Could it be she foresaw what shall soon come to... My dear friend, you know what I am about to say.
Oh non, pas une partie de cartes. Oh non,
Drat.
non.
A flat-out rejection. But this isn't over. It's only a matter of time before I challenge you again. So be ready.
Ugh, this guy. Somebody make it...
Oh mais non. Ah non, c'est pas le jeu de cartes que je croyais. Ah c'est bon. J'ai eu peur là. Mon petit cœur s'est emballé.
We got a bite!
On a compris, on a compris.
I'll reel it in.
Firewood, spices, snacks, and drinks. Everything's ready. Once Kale gets...
Waouh.
There are 3 tents. Which one do you two want to take?
How about the one on the left? Well, Paimon just thinks the ambiance here is a little better.
True. But it's also the closest to the water. If there are any sleepwalking fungi around tonight, they might stumble into your tent.
Well, that's no good. Take my weapon. You can use it to bar the entrance.
Anyone would think you were sealing the gates to King Deshret's mausoleum.
Excellent. Then this tent will be an impenetrable fortress.
I'm back! How's your appetites? Ready for the barbecue?
Always. Oh, it smells so good. Paimon's drooling.
Someone sure is desperate to eat. I think it's time to add the seasoning. How do you like your skewers? Well done? Medium? Rare?
Wait, what? Isn't that just for steaks?
Hey, if it works for steak, maybe it works for other things too.
Medium well for me.
Okay, these are about ready now then. It'll be a few more minutes for anyone who wants theirs well done.
Oh, that was so delicious. If Paimon's stomach had space, she'd eat 3 more skewers.
I eat a lot too. Here comes the food coma.
If you're tired, then go rest.
You must be getting sleepy too, Paimon. Why don't you guys head to your tents? Cyno and I will clean up.
Tonight, I show you mercy. Our sacred duel will take place another day.
Good night.
Paimon's struggling to keep her eyes open.
Oh, don't forget this. The Staff of the Scarlet Sands.
Wait, you were actually being serious about that?
It's a very powerful weapon.
Paimon can't even lift that thing.
Fair enough. You sure you don't want it?
Yeah, Paimon's sure. We'll be fine. And even if we do get an uninvited guest in the night, Paimon will be here to take care of the traveler.
That reminds me of a parting king of invocations. I'll tell you about it tomorrow. But right now, it's time to rest. Sleep well and sweet dreams.
I think they should all be here. Traveler? Paimon? Are you in there? Could you come outside for a sec?
Look at this.
What the? What's this sword doing here? Is it supposed to keep out intruders?
Evidently.
Huh? Who is it? Oh. Paimon's gonna take out the sword. Yeah! Oh, hey them, Kave! What are you doing here? It's the middle of the night!
Sorry to wake you up at this hour of the night, but we've got a situation on our hands.
Let's get dressed and talk about it outside.
Something has come up. And since it pertains to Cyrus and Cyno, I deemed it essential to inform you all.
Whoa, back up. Let's start from the beginning.
Ah, qu'est-ce qui se passe encore? Regardons tout cela.
Where'd the wine
Oula.
cups go? I could have sworn I left them here after I washed them. Ah, there they are.
I'll have a cup too.
Can you see if the cookies are still on the table?
They are. And so are the fruits.
Oh, this is so bland. I should have gotten a few bottles of what Cyno's group was drinking last night.
Do tell. What were they drinking?
Oh, right, I forgot to mention. So, I ran into Cyrus yesterday evening when I went to the tavern to pick up some things. He was hosting a dinner for Cyno, Tighnari, Kale, and the Traveler and Paimon. Anyway, they got a bottle of Lombard's new vintage for the table. At least, I think that's what it was. It looked pretty good.
Sounds like they're all tangled.
You know what it's about, right? 16-year-old kid tried to extort Cyrus. He was asking for 10 million mora.
I heard some people talking about it on the streets, yes. Didn't take them long to catch the culprit. The sages are probably dealing with the case by now.
I wonder what Sir Nephis and the others will make of it.
Salut mec.
Oh, Cyrus showed me the extortion letter, too. It was crudely written, but the paper had this beautiful pattern on it that I've never seen before. Really caught my eye. Give me a sec. I'll sketch it out for you.
Bon allez là, Bobby.
Okay, done. Take a look. You see what I mean? I don't think I've ever seen writing paper like this around before. God knows where the culprit got it from.
Interesting. These are all motifs associated with the tribes of the desert.
What? Really?
Take this, for instance. Looks like an outline of a spire, similar to the kind found on some ancient palaces. It bears a striking resemblance to an ancient emblem, one that hasn't been used in a very long time.
Whose emblem is it?
It's the emblem of the Temple of Silence.
Bah génial. Ça se trouve on a accusé un mec pour rien.
After discussing it with each other, we both agreed that something didn't feel right. So we went looking for you. This was a long way to come from the city. Alhaitham figured you were probably with Tighnari, so Gandharvaville was our first stop. But the Forest Watchers told us that you'd gone camping. Then, just as we were heading off to the campsite, we ran into Cyno. He said he was on a supply run. We exchanged a few words, and then he ran off.
Hold on. So what's the deal with that emblem you were talking about? The Temple of Silence, you said?
Is everything okay? Give me a second. Let me get caught.
Il va y avoir de la bagarre un peu là.
So you've never heard of the Temple of Silence?
S'il y a un peu de bagarre, ça me ferait bien plaisir là.
To put it simply, it's an organization that has existed in
J'aimerais bien
Sumeria for
casser les
these
bouches.
days. You can find a Temple of Silence office in the academia. Theoretically, it's responsible. At
Ah,
least,
ça c'est la partie la
that's
moins
what they tell
marrante de
the
la quête,
outside
frère.
world.
Bah.
In truth, it's essentially a vestigial institute.
Okay,
Historically
okay.
speaking, the original Temple of Silence is said to have been established by Hermanubis. By contrast, none of the Academia Temple's current members are from the desert region. Nor
So
Allez,
the
t'aimes
Temple
pas
of
trop.
Silence at the Academia is
trop.
just a...
it's possible. The real question
allez.
is,
So, how do you know all this?
Je sens qu'on va être
Sounds like
obligé de
some
la
pretty
speedrun de la
top secret
quête là.
stuff.
Did you forget? He did a
Ça commence un
stint
peu à me
as
gonfler, hein.
Oh, yeah!
if you're asking me whether I...
So much about this doesn't make sense. Why did the emblem of the Temple of Students only 16?
You said you ran into Cyno,
De toute
yes?
façon, je l'avais dit dès le
He
départ
ran
que
off
la
as soon
quête,
as he heard what we said.
que c'était pas lui
Given that Cyrus is involved,
et qu'il y avait un
still,
souci.
we should try to catch up with him. At this hour of the night...
If the Academia's Temple of Silence really does exist just to cover up the truth, the sudden appearance of this emblem can't be good, and sure to stir up trouble. We should pay a visit to the Academia.
Yes. As the Sage of Amorta, my master ought to know the truth about their office. You can ask him to tell you what he knows. The more information we have, the better prepared we'll be for whatever happens there.
If this situation is connected to the real Temple of Silence, the emblem has to be part of a bigger conspiracy.
Kale, could I trouble you to send a message to the core traveler, Paimon? You two come with me. We'll go after...
Sounds like a plan. Let's go.
Cyrus has been living in the city lately. He rented a place near the field so we can keep an eye on his tomato plants.
Alors. Putain, faut retourner en ville. Boy, force. Allez.
Here we are. This is the place.
We might be too late. Looks like nobody's home. Oh, Cyno moves fast. If he was here, he's probably long gone.
I know that voice. Is that Tainari I hear?
Ah! Professor Zahahadi!
Wow, so it really is you.
Ah, génial, maintenant c'est la
My
vieille avec
goodness.
qui
We're
se
looking
battait
for
l'autre.
Cyno.
Yes, not long ago, in fact. He knocked on my door. I told him the old fool left early this... It must have alarmed
C'est
Cyno.
génial.
Well, if Cyrus isn't at home... Oh, it sure doesn't sound good.
Professor, did you hear that a student recently tried to extort Cyrus?
Why, yes. I
Bon, moi,
could
j'aimerais
tell
bien aller à la
something
bagarre,
was
là.
troubling him, but he wouldn't tell me what it was.
Là,
After
ça
seeing
me
the
gonfle
letter...
un peu, là. Bon, on
As
va
a
speedrun,
former-
là.
So
On va
Cyrus and...
speedrun un peu.
Oh,
On va faire
dear.
comme ça.
Oh,
Thank you.
What does it say?
Voilà.
Yep, that sounds like Cyno. Thank you, Professor Traveler, Paimon. Let's head...
On a déjà une étape de passé. Voilà. Putain, l'entrée est encore plus bas. Putain, j'avais oublié ça.
You're here? I thought you were going after... Ah,
We went to Cyrus's.
he didn't say where he was...
No. You...
Can't say I'm surprised.
Typical Cyno. Anyway, some updates on progress.
I checked some ancient texts for a similar design. The one I...
Yeah, and we're...
Meanwhile, Arav managed the one who told him about Cyrus's embezzled funds.
Apparently, the Uraka was in...
I see.
So, how do we...
He doesn't know.
Nephis and Arav also. The Temple of Silence felt that they could no longer trust the Academia ever since at its roots.
The Academia...
Not only that...
So how did Cyrus be...
I'll bet that's the question.
Whoever is behind...
He must have recognized...
Since the desert is where the Temple of Silence originated.
I have to go after him.
Really?
I should be fine.
Everyone, I have news from the core of 30.
Master.
Oh, so that's Nafi.
It's a pleasure to meet several independent. I was going to suggest the academia has. I won't attempt.
I understand.
Good point.
Need our help?
Really? Arav and I will Tainari.
I am. Kaveh, I'll be okay. You stay behind to help Master, and I'll hate them.
Well, if you're
Thank you all. Arav, let's go.
You'd better get moving. Don't forget to ask for help when...
Will do. Let's go, Tainari. Hopefully we can catch...
Knowing him, he's
Merde, j'étais paumé. Ah bah oui, on va le rattraper sinon. Regarde, la téléportation instantanée. C'est magique.
Okay, we made it to Caravan Ribat. Maybe we should ask...
Hold on.
Is that Dia?
You sure you want to brave the desert alone? I mean, it's your choice at the end of the day, but...
It's not my first time. I'll be fine.
Cyno.
If you're really going to go through with this, then at least take our advice. When you're packing for your trip, budget for 5 days more than you plan to spend out there.
Makes sense. Okay.
Thought we might find you here. You're trying to retrace Cyrus's steps, aren't you?
Didn't I tell you not to come after me? I thought I had a good lead on you.
Well, sorry, but we never agreed to that. Why would you go off on your own like this?
Nothing personal. It's just a complex situation. And I'd rather not involve anyone else.
Takes a special kind of person to get Cyno chasing them all the way out to Caravan Ribat. But why so coy today, huh? You only gave us his age and description. Why can't you reveal his name? Is he Sumeru's most wanted or something? Oh, also, hey guys, it's been a while.
Dia and...
You're looking well. Glad to see. Candace and I came to Caravan. Some people say they saw him. Guess he stood out as an older guy heading in. That's gotta be one...
Cyno. It's okay if you... We're here to help out.
No.
We spoke with Zahad.
Sounds like this...
Still. Come... All right.
Yes. Well...
All right.
And don't think you...
Don't worry, we'll...
Merde, je vais où moi?
Hold on. There's a few things I'd like to clear up. So, after you left the campsite...
Clearly, we've only scratched the surface of the Temple of Silence question. It doesn't surprise me at all that...
Do you have any connection with the Temple of Silence?
I do. I trust you're all aware of the spirit that gives me my power. Hermanubis, the original founder of the Temple of Silence. Due to my unique constitution, I was put through a number of trials in the desert when I was younger. But my memory of that time is hazy. I can't recall much. It's a good thing that Kaveh... I did not recognize...
Yeah, you're right.
But Cyrus
I suspect so.
Well, speaking of...
or rather...
That's right. Fact is, we're...
Fair enough.
Works for me. All right, off we go. Let's start by seeing what the guards...
Hello.
Mahamatra...
I'm looking for someone. So I'd like to confirm any recent foot traffic in and out of Aruville. Where was he go-
Let me think. Do you have a map?
I have one.
Great. There you go.
Thank you so much.
You've got a really...
Best of luck.
Ah. Ça c'est bête.
This kind of weather is more enjoyably spent under the cover of shade.
Hold on. I see some people over there.
Do you think it's safe to ask them what they know?
Should be. I'll go...
No. I'll do it.
Huh? Why can't Cyno go talk to them? What difference?
Given my background, appearance, and the way I dress, I might not be the most welcome visitor here. Just in case...
Hello there. I hope I'm not interrupting. My friend and I are looking for an elderly man who's gone missing around these parts. Any chance I could ask you a...
Oh, a missing person, huh? Sure. What do you want to know?
I'm just wondering if you've seen him. Let me give you the details.
So, a silver-haired guy in a long robe, culture type with thoughtful eyes, and he's trapped.
He'd stand out like a sore thumb around here.
Yeah, sounds like the kind of guy we'd remember if we saw him.
He's looking behind me.
Uh-oh. That guy...
Your friend over there stands out a lot, too. Hey! Aren't you Cyno, the General Mahamatra?
Yes, that's me.
You don't seem surprised that I recognized you.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Oh, you're the one looking for the old man who's gone missing, aren't you?
I have a bad feeling about this guy.
Someone's on edge. You don't trust me much, do you? No need to hide it. I understand why you're wary of us. Still, you came to us asking for help.
I thought you were a group of merchants. Seems I...
Your henchmen don't look...
Hey!
Suits me. Just cut to the...
Come with me. All of you. Don't you want to find silver hair?
So you know where he is.
Just follow me.
Allez. Est-ce qu'il va y avoir un combat? Je l'espère, s'il vous plaît, je vous en supplie.
looking? There's nothing here.
Please, step back.
Whoa, something's coming out of the ground.
Oh là, il a fait apparaître une porte cachée. Mais non.
What is this enormous building doing here?
And how was it so well hidden?
Wait, so... Hold on, who...
Is this the Temple of Silence?
All good questions. There'll be plenty of time to address them.
This is not what Paimon was expecting to find in the desert, especially not hidden right next to an oasis. Oh, Paimon's scared. They must have kidnapped Cyrus.
Salut, ça va et toi?
Do you think this is the guy Rocca met in the tavern?
What's wrong? Thinking about your professor?
I just hope for your sake you haven't done anything you might regret.
Me too. Hope I haven't done anything to incur your wrath.
Bah... Bah ça fait longtemps, non? Mon dernier stream il monte à 5 jours je crois. 5 jours ou une semaine, je sais plus. Je stream pas beaucoup parce que j'ai pas beaucoup de contenu à stream, donc quand c'est comme ça, c'est pas facile. Ah si, je joue beaucoup, je suis tout le temps connecté sur le jeu. Tout le temps. Mais en ce moment là, du coup, je suis aussi un peu sur Encaille. Après, je vais avoir un nouveau jeu que je vais faire en stream. Après, j'ai fait un peu du Avatar. Moi, je fais quand même pas mal de jeux, mais après, c'est le temps qui me manque. Le temps de stream, tout ça. Ah. T'as qu'à mettre une petite alarme quand je suis connecté.
You can wait here for now. I'll inform our leader that you've arrived at the Temple of Silence.
So he's just gonna leave us here on it?
They can't have been at the...
So this is the Temple of Silence, after leaving the rainforest.
Hey, look! That guy's coming back.
Don't worry. Someone will come and call.
What's your name?
My name is...
So we're...
Yep. Cyrus is here.
Ah oui. Bah après sur Genshin, si je te dis, après j'y joue tous les jours. Après je suis souvent co, mais comme j'ai presque rien à faire, du coup je dépense mes résines, tout ça. Et puis après je pars.
Although I'm assuming by chat, not often. The Temple of Silence is a place of quiet and solitude. We don't get too many visitors.
Ça y est, t'as commencé à la monter du coup.
Yes, that was... He insisted that...
So you framed...
No. That's not in time. Of course.
Why did Cyrus leave?
You'll have to ask him that one. All you need to know is that he recognized our emblem. What kind of question is that?
Right, but back at the...
I've lived in the desert.
Ugh, what is...
Come on. We've only just... Yes, that was... He insisted that not...
So you framed...
No. That's not in time. Of course.
Why did Cyrus...
You'll have to ask him that one. All you need to know is that he recognized our emblem. What kind of question is that?
Right, but back at...
I've lived in the desert.
Ugh, what is...
Come on. We've only just... Yes, that was... He insisted that...
So you framed...
No. That's not entirely... Of course.
Why did Cyrus... Cyrus...
You'll have to ask him that. All you need to know is that he recognized our emblem. And it was his own choice. Nope.
Really?
I have no need to go there. Not when the taverns are full of the spies. It's not as clandestine as that.
Je lui ai mis un bon set. Après, j'ai Pampille Blanche. Elle est level 70. Ah!
Staring into my eyes is ill-advised.
T'as pas cette arme? La lance de Jadélé? Tu l'as pas? Parce que si tu l'avais, tu peux lui mettre, c'est sa seconde meilleure arme. Bah l'une de ses secondes, parce qu'elle en a deux en parallèle, mais je trouve que celle-là, elle est largement mieux que l'autre. Après, t'as aussi la lance du Battle Pass, qui est très très bien. Et après, la Pampille Blanche, c'est vrai qu'elle est plutôt critique, ouais. Après, la deuxième lance du pass, elle est pas... Lorsque votre équipe contient un personnage demande d'autres types élémentaires différents. Ouais, tu vois, faut mettre celle-ci. J'ai pas d'arme 5 étoiles. Oh putain. Mais t'as au moins celle-ci, là. Celle que je suis en train de te montrer, là. Sion de la victoire, tu l'as. Parce que, regarde, son passif, elle augmente l'attaque de 28% et la défense de 28%. Bon, en l'occurrence, la défense, on s'en fout. Mais nous, on veut juste l'augmentation de l'attaque. Comme avec Arlecchino, elle marche avec l'attaque. C'est parfait. Oui, elle est dans le pass. Celle-ci et celle-ci, elles sont dans le pass. Les deux. Et après, si t'as jamais pris le pass, bah ouais, du coup, Pampille Blanche, pas le choix. Voilà, t'as pas le choix.
I promise you'll like what you see.
I never imagined that the true...
That's King Deshret.
We should be wary of our hosts. Still.
J'ai mis de l'argent que pour avoir Arlecchino. Bah, t'as acheté un pack. T'as acheté un gros pack.
Here he is.
T'inquiète, moi, elle m'a fait péter les plombs, la Arlecchino. T'inquiète, moi aussi, elle m'a fait... Elle m'a fait sortir le portefeuille. Enfin, Arlecchino, oui, non. C'est surtout l'arme qui m'a fait sortir le portefeuille. Parce que du coup, j'ai son arme signature.
Grandfather, the person you wish to see is here.
Well done, Sethos.
Après, 77 de petit.
Greetings, one and all. I am Ba Moon, the current leader of the Temple of Silence. I know why you are here, and I thank you for...
Professor!
Ah bah voilà. Moi je suis monté à 86. 86 invoques pour avoir Arlecchino.
Watch what you're doing. Oh, my apologies. We have no intention of causing you distress. But you must understand, Cyrus owed...
I wanted to end my feud with this old bag of bones before you caught up with me. But you got here so quickly.
C'est très bien. Va chercher Furina. Va pas chercher Nomade.
This is a matter between us.
Il va rien t'apporter pour ta box. En revanche, Furina, elle fournit beaucoup de choses. Et en plus, c'est une healeuse. Moi, j'ai commencé à la monter, ma Furina. J'ai monté ma Furina, j'ai commencé à l'équiper. Et surtout, j'ai commencé à la jouer un peu dans la team, justement, Arlecchino. Mais je te la conseille pas, de jouer comme ça. Faut vraiment avoir un peu d'expérience, déjà de 1 du jeu. Parce qu'en fait, le problème de jouer Furina avec Arlecchino, c'est que du coup, Furina peut pas heal Arlecchino. comme tous les healers de toute façon. Mais en plus, c'est que Furina prend des PV. Donc, donc c'est à double tranchant avec Arlecchino. Déjà qu'elle perd énormément de PV quand elle prend des coups, vu qu'elle n'a pas de résonance à l'interruption là. Du coup, c'est un peu compliqué des fois de la jouer. Après, quand t'as l'habitude, ça va tout seul. Mais...
But then you betrayed us.
Après, ça va
you
tout seul.
Bargained for your. We both know what I said to you that day. That as the leader, I grant you permission to leave. But that one day, the sands of time will catch up with you. And when that day comes, you must pay the price you owe.
Et tu l'as joué en quel?
You really know how to hold a grudge.
Ouais, bah ouais. Mais bon, après, c'est déjà un monstre, Arlecchino. Franchement, on va pas se mentir. Déjà, Chlorinde, quand elle va sortir, je vais essayer d'aller la chercher. Mais je pense que ça va être un monstre aussi. Je sais pas, j'ai pas encore plus d'infos que ça, mais à mon avis, les persos qui vont nous sortir là maintenant, ils vont commencer à cogner un peu dur. Parce que non seulement les abysses vont augmenter le niveau, mais en plus, il va y avoir des nouvelles abysses, donc ça va devoir cogner. Mais attention, Chlorinde aura aussi un lien vital. Non, c'est pas un lien, c'est un engagement vital. Et du coup, tu l'as équipé comment, t'as Arlecchino en 7 glad ou son 7
For many years, the Temple of Silence had been in possession of two.
T'as raison, là, faut farmer. Hein.
The
En
test
plus,
subjects were
je suis venu
sent
sur
into
ta
a
carte, j'ai
room
vu
that
ce
had
qu'il te
been
restait à faire.
prepared for the ceremony.
Honnêtement, t'es bien. T'es très très bien. Tu peux te faire vraiment beaucoup de primo en faisant tes quêtes, en faisant n'oublie pas tes escapades, tes quêtes de perso, tes quêtes principales, tes quêtes bleues, l'exploration, les événements. T'as vraiment de quoi faire. Les codes primo quand ils sortent, là va y avoir bientôt, du coup là on est en deuxième partie de la 4.6, il va y avoir bientôt le live de la 4.7, et bah là il te file 300 primo, et pendant la mise à jour après il te refile des primo. Ça aussi il faut prendre ça en compte.
Bar fragments suddenly became our two vessels had to preserve our faith and our power. We implanted each of them with a single fragment.
Je suis déjà à 2700 en 2 jours. Bah c'est très très bien, ça te fait 1600,
In recognition of your past contributions, I chose not to send someone to hunt down and kill you both. Your lives were spared. But I have paid a great price for your betrayal ever since. I have always wanted to see you.
Parce que c'est 1600 primogèmes, une multi.
Losing you and your bar fragment
une boule coûte 160 primogèmes. Pour avoir 10 boules, il faut 1600 primogèmes.
I see.
Look. In essence, I borrowed your bar.
Mais du coup, tu m'as pas dit que tu l'as équipé comment, du coup, à part, du coup, Pampille Blanche.
As a follower of Hermanubis, I have allowed this power to remain in the rainforest for far too long. Now, it is
après, tu peux lui mettre des broken, du moment que ça fait
not yours. You are wrong. Cyno was chosen, but he.
So those are your terms.
Despise me all you want.
Je sais même pas s'ils ont actualisé le truc pour Arlecchino, du coup.
He is no longer a small child.
Faut que je regarde après.
Both my heart and.
Don't listen to.
I know.
Sorry to interrupt, but say that Cyno refuses to return his power, and you also refuse to release
De quoi, la Pampille Blanche?
Then we are at an impasse. You're
Ah bah oui,
trying
ça
to
se raffine. En
gauge where
plus,
we
c'est une arme
stand
bleue.
while
En
keep.
général, on arrive à les avoir assez
Everything we have
facilement.
longed for, Hermanubis will provide. Perhaps this very day we'll.
Tu me dis oui, pourquoi tu l'as équipé en glad?
Why is he coughing so much?
Moon! Take our leader back to his room. Grandfather, I know what you wish to say. I don't like to drag out. Had Cyrus not still? I'm not like, but I see things a little differently. So I'm not going to force.
I just... Things will only...
If you hadn't betrayed my grandfather...
All you and Ba... Ultimately, you want to trade the Ba fragment.
Ah oui.
I'm glad to see you're giving it some...
I won't force...
That works. Oh, my
Are you sure about negotiating with him?
Après, provisoirement, qu'est-ce que tu pourrais lui mettre comme set
Alright,
aussi
well, don't
À part le glad et... À part le glad... Oh, je suis passé à R59. Enfin! Youpi! C'est insane! Qu'est-ce que tu pourrais lui mettre? Parce que en set d'artefact, si t'as pas du glad... Important de bien rédiger, c'est... Ces phrases. Ouais, tu vois, par exemple, tu pourrais lui mettre 2 pièces de ce set, car il augmente l'attaque de 18%. Après, il y a quoi comme set? Voilà, regarde aussi ce set, il augmente 2 fois, du coup, 2 pièces augmentent l'attaque de 18% aussi. Là, regarde ma Harlequin, je sais pas si je vais pouvoir voir. Tac, 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 je sais plus comment on fait. Tac, tac, tac. T'es où toi? C'est toi ça. Ah, je peux pas voir. Ah si. Est-ce que... Ah, il est déjà niveau 70. Alors, tu lui as mis... Ouais, bah après, t'es niveau 70, donc maîtrise, on s'en fout. Arme pampille blanche, ok. Ouais, du coup, elle te donne que 19 de taux critique. Et du coup, ça te fait quoi en stat? Oula! Ouf! Ouf! C'est le début, t'as pas fini. Ok, tu l'as équipé en glad, full glad. Là, t'as du PV, du dégâts crit, attaque, défense. Là, dégâts crit. Oh non, mais ça, faut trouver mieux que ça. Malheureusement, ça, tu vas pouvoir échanger. En plus, t'as eu que des procs en défense. 13,1 de défense. Ouais, t'as même pas eu un seul dégâts crit. Sablier. Sablier, c'est ça, mais avec des secondes stats. Va chercher le taux crit et dégâts crit. Au pire, regarde, tu peux faire les 4 pièces glad et aller chercher un sablier broken. Moi, c'est ce que j'ai fait. C'est-à-dire un sablier qui n'est pas du même set. Nous, on veut juste les 4 pièces. Ça, c'est bien, il y a 2. Ah non, ouais, mais non, ça peut pas marcher. Ça, c'est mort. Tu peux enlever, retire, tout de suite. Bonus de dégâts géo, c'est pas une géo. Soit tu mets une coupe pyro, soit tu mets une coupe attaque. Là, ça va pas du tout. Là, ah bah ça. Oh putain, c'est un casque en défense. Oh putain, j'allais dire c'est parfait. C'est un casque en défense. Bon, je te montre ma Harlequino et regarde, prends exemple. Comment toi, faut que tu vraiment tailles. En fait, faut vraiment que tu peaufines les pièces. C'est... Voilà. Donc moi, déjà, j'ai un casque en dégâts crit. Donc soit tu vas chercher du dégâts crit, soit tu vas chercher du taux de crit. Et après, tu vas chercher le second stat. Donc par exemple, moi, j'ai pris du dégâts crit, mais en second stat, il me fallait absolument du taux critique. Donc je l'ai. Bon, j'ai pas eu beaucoup de proc dessus, mais on s'en fout, je l'ai. Donc ça, c'est une belle pièce. Mais pas en défense. 62. Ouais. Ouais, bah oui, dégâts crit, ça te... En fait, tous les casques en dégâts crit, tous les casques en dégâts crit te fournissent 62,2 de dégâts crit. Et un casque en taux critique, il te fournit 31,1. Mais après, il faut les mettre plus 20 et ainsi de suite. Après, du coup, la coupe, on en parlait. Tu as mis une coupe géo, toi. C'est pas bon du tout. Du coup, là, soit tu prends une coupe en attaque, soit tu prends une coupe en pyro. Ouais, je sais que t'avais... Bah, je me doute que t'avais que ça, mais faut absolument que t'arrives à choper autre chose, parce que là, ça va pas aller. Regarde, tu vois, moi, c'est ma pièce broken. Ça, elle fait pas partie du set Glad. Ah oui, j'avoue, c'est la merde, les résines sur Genshin, mais bon. Eh, moi, j'ai réussi, pourquoi tu n'y arriverais pas? Avec de la persévérance, on arrive à tout. Donc là, tu vois, ce sablier, il est insane parce que c'est un putain de beau de sablier. Donc là, j'ai quand même 21 de dégâts crit pour 10%, 10% de taux critique. Donc ça m'augmente pas mal. Là, tu vois, taux crit, dégâts crit, un peu de PV, ça fait pas de mal. Elle en a besoin aussi. Mais toujours, tu vois, de toute façon, toutes les plumes, c'est de l'attaque. Et après, ma fleur, c'est PV. Et tu vois, j'ai été chercher PV. Et encore, le PV, tu vois, si je pourrais le supprimer, le 4,7, je le ferais, tu vois. Et je mettrais de l'attaque. Mais tu vois, j'ai quand même taux de crit, un peu de recharge et du dégât crit. Et tu veux voir mes stats? Bon, après, j'ai son arme signature, mais... voilà. Là, j'ai 63. En fait, en taux critique, il faut que tu te dises, si tu veux que ça crit, faut au moins que tu dépasses les 50% de taux critique. Si tu veux que ça dégâts crit bien, faut viser presque les 200 de dégâts crit. Pour un taux critique comme ça, et encore, tu vois, moi je pense que je manque un tout petit peu de taux critique. Tu vois, je cherche juste une bonne pièce pour atteindre les 70. Et attends, j'ai oublié de te montrer quelque chose. Autant pour moi. Tu vois, la recharge, je m'en fous, tu vois. La recharge, elle est là. Et on s'en fout. J'ai que 122 de recharge. On s'en fout littéralement. Hein. Mais surtout, regarde mon attaque. J'ai 2725. Plus t'as d'attaque, mieux c'est. Sur elle, c'est comme ça que ça fonctionne, c'est comme ça. Moi, j'ai 2725 d'attaque. Donc voilà comment tu es censé stuff ta Harlequino. Après, je me doute que t'as pas forcément des pièces qui sont très très bien. Mais tu verras au fil du temps, tu vas choper des bonnes pièces. Et tu vas pouvoir monter ta Harlequino. Mais là, honnêtement, ta pièce en dégâts haut, ça sert à rien. Ton autre pièce qui a pas de stat crit, ça sert à rien non plus. Et ton casque en défense, tu peux oublier. Hein. Au contraire, elle va pas taper ta Harlequino. Elle va rien faire du tout. Tu vas plus subir de dégâts que... de toute façon, même niveau 50 avec 50 de dégâts, crit, elle fait du... T'arrives à faire du déni... Avec la Harlequino que t'arrives à faire du 10 000.
I've taken some time to
Bah, elle a dit j'ai réussi. Bah, parce que t'avais des boosts à côté. Tu joues comment Harlequino? Tu l'as joué avec qui?
He's a
Vas-y, dis-moi,
stubborn
je
man
t'écoute.
who tends to double
Je vais
down
juste
when he feels
chercher
strongly
une
about
petite
something.
boisson.
We won't get anywhere trying
J'arrive.
to convince him to escape.
I agree. My master Nephis says the same thing. Once Cyrus makes up his mind about something, he won't listen to reason.
Mm-hmm. So that's one thing. A few other things come to mind too. You've heard all you need to hear about the Temple of Silence. So on that, I don't have anything to add. My own memories of this place are hazy though. Probably something to do with the overpowering presence of the Ba fragments. That might explain why I suffered from constant headaches and fevers as a child. I do remember having some fleeting moments of profound emotion, when vague images would appear in my mind.
Je juge pas, mais je joue
But I don't
avec
recall much.
Jean.
Bits and pieces. I was still young then, and all I could understand was that there was a strong will inside my mind.
Zangling, c'est bien.
Thinking back on it now, I suppose
Avec
it was
Arlecchino.
Hermanubis' way of trying to encourage me,
Mais ouais,
even
il
if
faut
we couldn't
bénir,
communicate. The power that came to
Mais tu vois,
inhabit
même
my
avec sa
spirit
petite,
was
c'est de la
probably
team
one
que
of
tu
the
me dis, ça me paraît
cornerstones
bizarre
of
que
their
t'arrivais
whole
de faire
faith.
10 000, hein.
So if the
Parce que
will
déjà,
and
moi,
might
des
of
fois,
Hermanubis is a real, intangible thing, and they are its rightful worshippers.
Après, quoique, c'est peut-être possible.
You're not gonna give in to their demands, are
Parce
you?
que
Surely there has to be another
le
way.
mec de gel là, je crois qu'il a un boost.
No, I have no intention of returning it.
Pourtant, non,
I
c'est un
need this power
DPS.
to protect Sumeru.
Enfin, un DPS.
But so I will
Entre
challenge
guillemets,
them
hein.
head on
Quand tu veux bien
and
taper,
win the
hein.
right to win.
This reminds me of something Alhaitham mentioned to me just before we left. Kaveh has made similar observations about the desert tribes
Mais
from
ouais,
his
il
work
faudrait
trips
Bennett.
there. He said, I think we could turn
Ou
that to
même
our advantage.
Gillan, Xinfu, comme je te disais la dernière fois.
Looks like we have the
Des
same. I'll
trucs
turn
à la
it back
con
on
comme
them
ça,
now
mais
while
des
we still
bons
can.
supports.
Great.
Là, ouais, tu manques réellement, cruellement de personnages. Enfin, surtout cruellement de support. Bon, attends, faut aller où là? Parce que je parle, mais. Il doit y aller. Bon live et bonne soirée. Et merci pour tes réponses. Bah, merci à toi d'être passé surtout. Bonne soirée à toi aussi surtout. C'est un labyrinthe le bordel. Ça m'avait pas manqué sous mes roues. Hein. Les labyrinthes de pyramides dans tous les sens là.
Have you made up your mind?
We'll get to that, but first, I have some degree of medical training, so I was wondering if you might let me take a look at your grandfather?
I have no objections, although we do have our own doctors here. I doubt you'll be able to tell us anything we don't already know.
Only one way to find out.
Follow me. Keep your voices down. We don't want to disturb him.
Let's talk outside. Bamoon has fallen into a deep coma, and his prognosis is quite grave. I'm sure that your physician, he appears to have, regretfully, I must...
Yeah.
You're his heir, aren't you? You clearly have a lot of... So tell me...
Yeah, there's no...
You know?
Right.
You're right. I accept. Legend has it that group...
Sounds very fit.
As a fellow
3 against 3.
However, letting Cyrus...
None needed. If I win. The Temple of Silence, if you win.
It's a deal.
Putain, il compte nous faire nous battre dans cette quête ou pas du tout là? Il fait juste du blabla là.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The Traveler and I?
And neither. The desert was home to an ancient and great civilization that for a variety of... But there must be personal factors at work here too. I can't shake the feeling that Bamoon cares for many more things than he let...
Encore 20 heures. Merde, j'avais fait un arbre.
gather on this day to... This is our represent...
Grandfather, you're here.
A rite of duels, after all the...
I know what I'm doing.
Representing the Academia...
Ready.
Warriors, we come not to debate what brings our challengers here.
Huh? Are you sure?
I agree. She's very strong. Send...
Okay, then...
Sure.
We have decided.
So have we.
Duelists of the first bout, please step forward.
Attends, en plus, je crois que mon héros il est en géo. Ah non.
You then. You better play nice with her. Paimon will make you regret it.
Ah bah là, je vais taper fort.
Chatter from the audience over there.
Ah ouais, là je fais du... Ah, c'est génial. J'adore un combat comme ça.
To the first bout. I now invite the duelists of the
Allez,
second bout
Atinari.
to play. When you're both ready.
Let's begin.
Watch out!
He drank plenty of water before the bout, so he should be fine.
One with the force.
Trop nul, finalement. Ah, les combats ils sont interminables. Allez, bouge ça. Voilà. Ah, cyno, ça va être plus simple.
Thus ends the...
I'm ready.
So am I.
This is the fight when you're both...
For many years, we have kept our covenant with Lord Hermanubis. We earnestly... Now, I will...
I am Cyno, General, and you. I think you left some things unsaid. This is a sacred duel.
Allez, bim.
My grandfather, but our faith at times have
Allez,
changed.
Bobby, là, arrête de parler, là, bats-toi.
I once thought...
I am more than...
Exactly.
The name
Tu parles trop.
Hermanubis has left
Bah, on
its
fait nos
mark
duels,
on
je
us.
te la
Show
mine,
me
voilà,
your
basta.
answer, Cyno. Show me I can be more than...
Ah, j'espère qu'il me laisse jouer mon cyno. Attends,
Bring it on!
Ouais, mais allez, attends. Ah non, d'accord, c'est une cinématique, frère. Oh, c'est une cinématique. Mais en plus, c'est tout, c'est le nouveau perso, ça. Il vient de cramer. Mais me dis pas qu'il va se battre comme Cyno.
That's all you've got.
Elle est insane, la cinématique.
Searching for your answer.
Mais il se bat comme Cyno, ils en ont pas marre, Genshin, de faire ça. Ok, ça va être un lancier aussi. Ah mais il tient tête à Cyno en plus, hein. Personnage 4 étoiles contre un 5 étoiles. pas trop compris.
Fight's over. Do you yield?
You won.
Well then, looks like you found your answer.
I give his glory to you.
Mais attends, mais ils en ont pas marre, Genshin, de faire ça.
I've seen that light. That is the light of our Lord, the great Hermanubis, priest over all other priests. His spirit dwells within that lightning, and his will lives on. Once a warrior of Tynar, he emerged from the barren desert sands to serve the god king Al-Ahmar. After the death of the god king, Hermanubis gathered his followers and the Tynarian priests and led them to the city of Tule-Tula. There, they founded the Temple of Silence, and from that day forth, we became stewards of all knowledge that survived from King Deshret's civilization. Barely a century passed before war ravaged the desert. One by one, Eremite leaders took up arms against each other in battles that would devour what little remained of their civilization. Only the wise city of Tule-Tula was spared under the guiding hand of the Tynarians. But peace did not last. Coveting the knowledge of King Deshret, the beasts set their eyes on Tule-Tula. The king of Gurabad laid siege to the city and ordered the sages to surrender to him the Temple of Silence as proof of his victory. The ruling elite colluded with their oppressors, betraying the temple so as to hold on to their rule over the city. They declared that the knowledge guarded by the temple was the true cause of corruption. These were dark days, and we faced enemies on all sides. Our Lord had long since exhausted his strength, keeping the forbidden knowledge introduced by King Deshret at bay. To ensure the temple's continued survival, he broke his being into many pieces and began the ceremony of Hermanubis' legacy, bestowing his power upon his mortal followers. With this power, the temple was able to defeat the tyrant's army. Yet, we were not hailed as heroes. Strange and unfamiliar as this power was, it struck fear into the people's hearts and drove them to reject us. In the end, the people of the temple and the Tule-Tula Tynarians left the city for good and made their way to the rainforest. What followed next was inevitable. The elite of Tule-Tula fell and were decimated. War engulfed the desert. And we wandered from place to place, always in hiding, all the while keeping close watch over our secrets and staying true to our mission. Betrayal forced us out of the desert and into the forest. Then mistrust drove us from the forest into the desert once more. We have lived in exile for far, far too long. Yet, today, the Temple of Silence has borne witness to the glory of Hermanupis once more. Thank you.
How is it? Do you feel okay?
Grandfather.
Hey, Sethos.
I know. I guess you were... Yeah. He's... At least...
What's next?
Per my grand...
But that I did foresee that, Sethos. Were it not for
Come on,
this...
on va speedrun.
I do.
Still...
Well, Sethos.
But...
No, that's a much bigger deal.
I will try.
Actually, that way, had you won, and were I to win, he knew that his plan meant...
And here I thought that General Mahamatra wouldn't care for all these. You're absolutely right. Thank you for everything. The Temple of Silence, but you must be... By the way, Tainari. The story goes that King Desh... He went on to fight many... The Tainarians, in all likelihood, those were your ancestors.
How fascinating.
I like this story.
Yes.
If it's true that you and your grandfather really planned for everything to turn out this way, then I guess he...
Someone's got to make the... I will make a detailed report on... I'm sure you'll have lots to attend if we're going to work together.
I will. All right.
See you soon. Come hang out with us.
What were you thinking, gallivanting off into the desert alone at your age? What if you take the bucket, hmm? You told not a...
Oh, please, will you stop your yelling?
What do you mean, what other... A one-man suicide mission, hmm?
All right. What do you mean? Okay, look.
Inari's master is really laying into Cyrus.
Wow. The last time he chewed...
I think I'll go around and update everyone. Tell them the situation's resolved. We can go for dinner after.
Makes sense.
Paimon's coming to...
Bon, j'avoue que la quête, elle est un peu relou. C'est un truc de fou. J'aurais... Quête de cyno, je me serais attendu un peu plus d'action que ça. Hein.
Well, look who we have
Parce que là, c'est sûr que j'arrive à la fin de la quête.
That does not answer when you run into problems.
Now would not be a good time.
Yeah, right.
Du coup, je suis un peu déçu.
It's not the first time that I've had to talk to you about this sort
Mais
of thing
genre
either.
vraiment déçu.
You need to learn that there are times when the right thing to do is get a more experienced member.
Kale, please do something.
Say, Madame Farzan, I can see... Huh? Wait, did I hear that right? Kale, you remember? Wonderful.
Poor Kale getting dragged off like that.
Kale!
Huh? What? What do you mean, cup? Oh, it's nothing. Just Master's way of reminding me to stay hydrated while I'm out and about.
It's code for let's reconvene at the cafe.
Oh, that's...
Mm-hmm. 2 people left.
We're just reorganizing all the...
There's no rush.
My sincere...
Yes.
Oh, vous parlez trop, les gars.
I see.
And it sounds like they managed to...
That day will come. Now, as a token of my appreciation.
Yeah, sounds great.
Sure.
C'est horrible.
And then, the Traveler just pounced on their opponent and knocked in there with Tighnari. He put up an amazing fight, too. We ended up winning all 3 bouts. Whoa.
A truly
Hey, Paimon included all the juicy details. The Traveler just pounced and then waved their sword like this. Then...
Despite winning 3 bouts in a row, you still ceded the position of...
Of course.
I got to be a champion too for one.
Yeah! Huge place! It felt like something right out of an epic poem! Imagine this. It was like there was...
Maybe say...
I think that'll do me for...
Shall we stop off at the House of Date?
My thoughts exactly. See you around.
I should get going as well. See you all later.
I need to go say thanks to the Core 30 for their help. Also, Sir Nephis says he wanted to introduce me to some of the Academia's work processes.
Kali's come a long way.
Everyone's a work in progress.
Yeah, true.
That was good. It feels like everything's... Life is all about these moments when you can finally
Ah, pour moi,
relax
c'est pas encore
and hang
terminé.
out
Pour vous,
with
c'est
good
terminé,
friends
mais...
afterward.
Do you 3 have anything planned for... If not, would you come somewhere with me? That's a secret.
Okay. I think I can guess what you're talking about.
Well, now Paimon...
Putain, il m'emmène encore. Ouh, oh, il est fort.
Been a while since I last made my way up here. Need any help?
It's a nice spot, isn't it?
What a great view! We're so...
Traveler, turn around. This is my secret base. When I was a student back then, I had a lot of the same questions that Zethos was asking. Our gifts help us to find our right.
You two really are like brothers.
I feel the same way.
I still remember one time when we came up here to chat and do our homework.
That was the one and only time. Nothing will ever...
You know...
Then make it stop. You guys...
Okay.
Huh? Hey, you're not supposed to jump down!
Allez, dis-moi que c'est fini, là. Oh, non, pas encore.
Oh, my...
Professor?
Cyno. Just the man I'm looking for. Guess...
Some old fuck.
Can you believe? I was at the Academia. Oh, time flies. Look how tiny you are in this.
You look quite young yourself. Ah, it's this one.
Yep. Looks like her work, all right.
And this one.
Cheeky.
Is there something you'd like to say to me, Professor?
Like what? Like, hey, at moments like this, I hope I can't pretend I'm a good person. But Moon had every reason to despise me. And well, so do you if you feel the same way.
Don't be ridiculous, you old codger.
Is that not what you wanted me to say? Oh, I've dreamt of that place many times after leaving the... Oh, it was... You've matured so much over the years, I know.
Since you're my professor, I should save you some face by not calling you out on all the
Good thinking. Take your own advice, Nick. Seriously, why bully an old man like me? Hey, wait, how did I not notice this one earlier?
Lisa strikes again. Just how many did she take?
Look how cute you were when you were little.
Yeah, and look how serious and professional you used to be.
Oh, I can't compete with you anymore. First you get better than me at the deadpan joke.
Don't...
That's... Hey. All right, I'll add it to my schedule. Let's go next week. Wait, no. Next week is the tomato growing competition. I have got...
Or you could find...
Ça y est, c'est fini. C'est la fin. Ouah, 2 heures de quête. Ça a commencé à devenir très éprouvant. C'est une dinguerie. Et bien dans tout ça, moi je suis content parce que j'ai augmenté de niveau. Je suis passé à AR59. Il me reste plus qu'un niveau avant AR60. Le niveau le plus long. Eh oui. Allez, ça c'est cadeau. Et pour avoir ça. Par contre... Ok. Ça m'a aussi donné des primos. J'avais oublié. Nickel. Bon bah sur ce, moi je vais couper le stream, la quête est terminée. Bon, qu'est-ce que j'en pense, c'est que honnêtement, moi le fond de ma pensée c'est qu'elle est très nulle cette quête. Surtout sur cyno, je m'attendais à un peu plus d'action quand même. Là il n'y a pas eu d'action, il y a juste eu à la fin un moment de combat où on ne pouvait même pas jouer nos persos, où ils nous proposaient pas nos persos et pourquoi pas le perso d'essai cyno. Comme ils font d'habitude, là ça a été clairement plat en fait, tout du long en fait. Il y a 2 heures et encore j'ai speedrun, mais si j'en aurais suivi la quête vraiment sans speedrun, à tout bien lire comme je faisais au début, il y en aurait eu pour 3 heures de quête, tout ça sans combattre, tout le temps à ce point de TP et à parler. En fait, il y a rien, en fait, il y a rien d'excitant en fait. Et du coup, bah, c'est compliqué. Du coup, moi, j'ai pas trop apprécié. Et moi, c'est le fond de ma pensée. Ils auraient pu mieux faire. Je trouve qu'ils se sont pas foulés. Surtout sur la quête cyno, parce que cyno, ça reste quand même un perso qui a été quand même longtemps attendu. Que les gens ont pas mal de gens en pool et à la finale, bah, non. Un peu déçu. Ouais, je suis déçu. Bon, moi sur ce, je m'arrête là. Éventuellement, au prochain stream, je verrai pour refaire peut-être éventuellement un stream demain autour de l'évent. Mais peut-être pas aussi long que ce soir, parce que là, la quête m'a pris beaucoup de temps. Mais du coup, je verrai. Du coup, voilà. Moi sur ce, je vous souhaite bonne soirée et à la prochaine. Ciao.